Protests of the last month and even today, those provoking violence are part of the problem and not part of the solution.
Here there was music and prayers led by Pastor Robert Jeffress of Dallas, who has preached that Jews are destined for hell, along with Mormons, Hindus, and Muslims.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem.
President Trump spoke via a video statement.
Our greatest hope is for peace. The United States remains fully committed to facilitating a lasting peace agreement.
Terry Moran with us live tonight from Jerusalem. And Terry, you heard the president just say there he's fully committed to the peace process. But how will this move of the embassy affect that?
Well, David, President Trump thinks it'll simplify things by taking Jerusalem off the table, but Jerusalem is such an emotional issue. For Israelis, this city is the eternal home of the Jewish people, but 40% of the people who live here are Palestinian Arabs. Their families have lived here for centuries and centuries. This, they believe, is their capital. The Palestinian Authority has cut off all contacts with the Trump administration because of this move. So that peace process, which was already on life support, is going to be very hard to get going again.
All right, our chief foreign correspondent, Terry Moran, in Jerusalem. Terry, thank you. Next tonight, the growing fear at this hour, concern over a potential explosion in Hawaii. 19 fissures now opening up miles from the center of that volcano, all spewing hot lava and toxic gases. And tonight, the growing threat from inside the volcano, that lava mixing with groundwater. Look at these pictures. That combination could lead to a lethal explosion, sending boulders the size of cars into the air. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman flying us right over it tonight.
Tonight, the ground on Hawaii's Big Island cracking open and blasting out gas and lava bombs. At least 4 fissures opening up since Saturday, including the biggest one yet. Jets of steam blasting out spatter as high as 500 feet in the air. Steam rising from roads split by the molten rock beneath, those constant eruptions sounding like thunderclaps. Today we boarded this helicopter to get an up-close view of the rift zone.
You can see those lines of fissures over there, and basically they are spewing toxic gases thousands of feet into the air, and all the vegetation to the left of it has been killed because of those gases.
Much of the lava flowing out of these fissures comes from the Pu'u'u'u crater. 30 miles away, its floor collapsing 2 weeks ago.
It's not like it's a hurricane where you think, okay, in 3 days it'll be here and go. This is almost like a slow motion train wreck.
This drone video showing what's become a river of black lava flowing through the Leilani Estates neighborhood. The worry, if the main roads get cut off, mass evacuations could be necessary. Officials warning residents.
We would like them to be ready and prepared to evacuate at a moment's notice.
With sulfur dioxide in the air, residents are lining up for respirators.
Not everybody can just get on a plane and leave. Some people can and some people are, but the rest of us, we're here.
Now all eyes on the Haole Maumau crater, where the lava lake has dropped more than 1,000 feet, nearly reaching the groundwater. If that happens, it could create steam-driven explosions powerful enough to send rocks, some as large as trucks, flying up to half a mile or more in the air.
This disaster has really been something to watch unfold. Matt, I can tell you're talking to folks right around you there. You're joining us live. I want to go back for viewers at home to the images of those craters. This one in particular, officials telling you that if it blows, the ash, the boulders could be sent for quite a distance, the ash for miles.
That's right, 12 square miles. But the biggest concern, David, is actually what you're seeing behind me, that noxious mixture of steam and gas. Right now it is blowing offshore, but it is colorless, it is odorless, and it can be deadly. And if the winds here change and it shifts back onshore, it could affect some of the 50,000 people and become a major health risk on this part of the island, David.
Matt Gutman on the scene for us in Hawaii. Matt, thank you. Next, the severe thunderstorm watch at this hour from Wichita to Chicago to D.C. It'll reach New York and New England by tomorrow. Damaging winds already in Clarksville, Pennsylvania in the last 24 hours. Also, a potential tropical disturbance off the coast of Florida. Yes, this early. Strong winds in Key West and a tornado with 80-mile-an-hour winds in Palm Beach County. We're tracking a lot tonight, so let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z with us again here. Hey, Ginger.
David, tonight we've got Dulles Airport that's now on a ground stop because they're in a tornado warning. Look at this mean radar image. You can see Washington, D.C. and Alexandria. You're next, and if you don't have a tornado, you could have gusts up to 75 miles per hour embedded in that line. Hail and damaging winds possible all the way from Chicago right through St. Louis to Childress, Texas tonight. And those lows that you see riding along that stationary front going to spring up more in the way of severe weather. Anywhere from Binghamton to Philadelphia, right through Baltimore, that's tomorrow. And then that low you mentioned, David, that's in the Gulf of Mexico, it's already produced 3 to 5 inches of rain, easily could produce another 4.
Tumultuous 24 hours ahead. All right, Ginger, thanks. We'll see you first thing in the morning. In the meantime, from Cincinnati tonight, we have new details coming in of what went wrong after a teenager, Kyle Plush, called 911 for help from the back of his family's minivan. He was being crushed to death after a seat had fallen over on him. Tonight, the city has now released a report, but that heartbroken family says it leaves many unanswered questions. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
Tonight, the investigation into why this heartbreaking 911 call.
I probably don't have much time left to tell my mom that I love her if I die.
Did not lead authorities to 16-year-old Kyle Plush, his father, right there today.
Kyle knew he was in trouble and didn't call his mom and dad. He knew he needed to call the one entity that could respond quickly.
Plush was reaching for equipment in the rear of his minivan when the seat flipped. The investigation revealing the operator could not understand what Plush was saying.
I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van in the Southwood parking lot of 7 Hills Death.
The car make and location never relayed to police. For 11 minutes they patrolled but didn't find him.
We failed to get the outcome we wanted in this emergency response.
And David, the city's investigation also found the operator's computer twice froze. Authorities in Cincinnati now say they will also commission an independent investigation. David?
Alex Perez, our thanks to you tonight as well. Now to the royal wedding, and just days away, the American about to marry a prince has now learned that her father might not be attending tonight.